Did you know that some of the most powerful acts of faith in the Bible came from widows, women with almost nothing, yet hearts full of trust? Join me as I dive into the story of the widow of Zarephath and uncover the deeper meaning behind her incredible journey of faith, sacrifice, and divine provision. This is not just a story about food, it's a story about faith in famine. In 1 Kings 17, we meet a poor widow gathering sticks for her last meal when the prophet Elijah appears with an impossible request: feed me first. What happens next reveals one of the most beautiful lessons of trust in all of Scripture. Imagine this: a mother, starving with her child, facing death from hunger. She has only a handful of flour and a little oil left, barely enough for one final meal. In her world, widows had no financial security, no husband to provide, and no social safety net. Yet in that moment of absolute desperation, Elijah's words challenge her to believe beyond what she can see. This is the tension many of us live in when life feels empty, and faith feels risky. The widow's background shows us humility and obedience. She wasn't a woman of status, but she was a woman of surrender. When Elijah said, "Do not be afraid," she chose trust over fear. And that small act of obedience unlocked a miracle. Her jar of flour and jug of oil never ran dry. Her story teaches us that faith often begins where resources end. When you give God your last, He multiplies it into abundance. Here's the turning point: she gave her last meal and God gave her lasting provision. That moment of sacrifice wasn't about food, it was about faith that defies logic. 1 Kings 17 verse 16 says, "The jar of flour was not used up and the jug of oil did not run dry, in keeping with the word of the Lord." Her miracle wasn't just survival, it was transformation. God turned her emptiness into overflow, showing that when you trust Him completely, lack becomes plenty. The widow's last meal reminds us that faith always feeds the future. Even when it feels like you have nothing left, God can use your little to do something mighty. What does this story mean to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your take. And don't miss my next video, Faith that Unlocks Miracles, Lessons from Elijah's Journey.